we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it. Oh, we don't need no more.
Hello, yes, I am here and we are here for Lunch Therapy, Interview Friday. I thought there was going to be like a crazy bumper at the beginning, but we are just like bang right into the show because this is a very unusual show. First of all, I want to say in the upper right hand corner, you'll see that I'm going to be at the Comedy Store tonight.
At the
So
Comedy
if
Store.
anybody wants to join me at the Comedy Store, doors open at 6:30
Tonight.
tonight. There seems to be like a weird like echo.
Joel
in it.
Marshall.
It's cool, man. It's cool.
7 p.m.
Yeah.
Comedy
So
Store.
7 p.m. Got to get there like 6:30.
The show's
though, 'cause
called
The show is called D's Nuts. Flyer is behind me.
Nuts.
Yeah. All right, let's get into this thing. It's Lunch Therapy. It's number 398. I don't know who the guest is. It's weird. It's a weird thing that we're trying to do.
No, you don't.
It's a new thing. We're I don't know who the guest is, and we're gonna figure it out. Sort of like to tell the truth. I see that Richard Gaddis is here, and I see that Chuck Goldsmith is here, and I see that Blas is speaking from the netherworld. Howard Ronan tonight. He's nuts on the D's nuts. All right, let's do this thing. Lunch Therapy. I'm gonna get myself a modem. 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 Hello, I am the Bat, and I want to wish you a very, very happy Halloween. And I am also here to introduce my very dear friend, Dracula. Take it away, Dracula.
Oh, Joe, my dear friend, happy bloody birthday. Just wanted you to know I'm coming by tonight for drinks for your birthday. And if you don't have two gorgeous, beautiful, tasty morsels there for me, you know what? It will be your last. So have a very good day. Kill you later. Goodbye.
Oh my god, I love that so much. I love Dracula. That's the official Dracula. Oh my god. Oh, it's scary. I'm a little
I love
scared.
the last when he goes like that. Oh my
know.
God, it's so good. It's
So
good.
real.
He hits people with that. You know, when he's live in action and stuff, and he hits people with that, you can just see their whole body tighten up. Like,
Yeah.
it's such a flinch, man.
I think
Love it.
Bat Todd says, "Hey Bat, how's that UTI?" Yeah, I think he had a urinary tract infection. That's maybe why he missed trauma supper. The bat wasn't even there. Wow.
Urinary tract infection. That's terrible. That's terrible.
It happens, you know.
It burns.
It happens to
It
everybody.
burns. It
Happens to
burns.
everybody. So, how are you today, Blas?
I'm very good. I'm very good today. It's a Friday. If I can share some personal real quick just before we start with the show.
Please do.
My son's middle school band will be playing with the Notre Dame High School's marching band at their last home football game tonight.
Oh, that's so
wild.
cool.
So
Wow.
don't rob my.
Congratulations.
I know, it's exciting.
Yeah, that's really cool. All
Did
right,
you
so
play an instrument?
I played the French horn, the trumpet,
Oh, that's right. And guitar.
and the guitar, and the piano. You know, I think that learning an instrument as a child is a very important thing.
If it stays with you, it's another form of meditation, another form of
Good for your brain. It's good for your
going
soul.
going to another place.
Yeah.
Yeah, going to another place and just letting everything else go, playing an instrument, music.
Yep.
Very much like what we're about to do right now.
It's therapy time, everybody. Welcome to the show. We're doing some therapy, as always. Blas, if you could lead the breathing, I'd appreciate it. Still Scorpio week.
Okay. We're going to breathe in through the nose, out through the toes. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Let it go. Let it go like you're blowing into a straw.
Okay.
That feels good. Okay, let's take another deep breath. Deep breath. Getting through the nose. Hold it. Let it go. Drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Let it all out. Let it all out. That feels good. Okay, this is our last one. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Hold it. Oh, let it go. Drop those shoulders. Drop the shoulders. Let it loose. Let it out. God, it feels so good. Ooh. I really do that standing up. Ooh. It feels good.
It's good.
I like this. I like this. You get the good vibrations in the back while we're breathing.
Yeah, healing vibrations. And we've got this Scorpio. That seems like a scorpion right there. Front there. In plexiglass.
Yeah, this is the Scorpion's part of the month, right? You're the 23rd, which is the cusp. And now we're into the Scorpios. Oh, as a matter of fact, it's my daughter's birthday tomorrow. Angelique.
Really?
Hi, babe.
Congratulations, Angelique.
She's not watching now. She'll be watching later. I think she's taking a final exam. Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, we're going to go
Sending
have a
her
nice barbecue.
some final exam vibrations.
Yeah.
Angelique.
She's such a good
Just sending
student.
her some good mojo right now.
Yeah, good person. Good person.
I like it. I got a treat for us today. I got a handpan master. I don't know if you remember Alexandra from his name's Alexander Laura, and he hangs out in Port Townsend often, teaching the handpan, performing. Hoy Richard, hoy Todd, hoy, happy birthday,
Oi.
Angelique. Hoy.
October.
All right. This is the final episode before Halloween, the final episode of Rocktober, the Rocktober lunch therapy sensation. She was the cutest and most talented thing I ever saw when she did a song for me for my film, A Single Woman. Angelique.
Yeah, that was very cool that Kamala asked the girls to sing on that soundtrack of that movie. It was some fun experience for them too, when they're little, to walk into a little studio and be recorded singing a song.
Kamala is always thinking about y'all over there, Blas. Whenever we have any kind of project or anything like that, Kamala's like, gotta get Blas in it. Gotta get Blas. Now, gotta get Blas's family in it.
Same way, always the same way. Too, is that they miss the Christmases that we used to have. Yeah. Dinners that you guys would have would come over. Yeah. because of the COVID, because of the pandemic, it
Well, things are
kind of shut down
changing.
getting together.
We're gonna be getting together
Yeah,
and
exactly.
commiserating and breathing on each other. All right, Hopi Commando Freude from Jose. Jose, it's great to see you. Hope everybody's feeling mellow because
Jose.
this is really good.
I don't want to
me.
be a downer.
Yeah.
But I do want to give some love and some good vibration, good spirits to my friend Sean Innes. It's his 1 year anniversary of his passing last year.
Okay,
The 28th.
sending that
it
out
just so
into
happens
the
to be on today.
to the unified field.
Love to you, Sean. Uncle Sean, great man, very young. You just never know. That's why you be appreciative, and you take in the good vibrations. You take in the good feelings and the good love.
Yeah, well, we're here on the earth, walking the earth. We got to breathe on each other, as long as there's no.
You gotta share, and and then you tell people you love them. If you love them, tell them.
Yeah.
Don't wait till they're not here. Tell them.
All you hummingbirds, I love you, hummingbirds. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
This is going to be really interesting because we're going to interview. We're going to all just, I don't know. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. We've got our guest with Boney. Boney's
everyone
very
finds out at the
tight-lipped
same
about
time.
it. Can Boney be tight-lipped? I don't think he can. Maybe tight, jawboned.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, Todd's not.
Todd's not tight-lipped. Never. Whatever comes, it comes in his head and it goes right into the chat.
I can't see the chat, so I don't know. Is Yanel here?
Guignel is not here as of yet, but I'm sure he's.
Yeah, he has an appointment. He's having a session.
He got a session. Chuck says, I agree. I said that to my brother after he texted me that absolutely the meter's running. Just do it. The meter is running.
Do it.
Not to make anybody anxious or anything. Cherish the moment and the minutes.
Anxious.
I like that. So let's get on to some handpan here that we're going to keep this mood going because this is real nice. Real nice.
Yeah, it is. Good Friday. Good Friday.
It's Good Friday.
That's right, Richard.
That's right, Richard. Enjoy each day. Be grateful for what you have. Yeah. I'm grateful for Vernice, Claire, Vernis. I like to say Vernice sometimes because it sounds French when I say that. And she is
sounds French.
She's somewhat French. Spends a lot of time in France. She's American.
Kind of French.
Alexander Laura is here doing his song Aegean Angel. He's playing two handpans. Yeah, Richard, that's super nice. That's one of the things about lunch therapy too, is being able to reconnect with people. I've had so many people on the show that I hadn't talked to for maybe 20 years. And as we approach the 400th episode, I think back on all the different people that have been on the show and what an incredible experience that's been. And also for me, and I'm grateful for that. And also I'm grateful to be able to share my friends with my other friends who might not be in the same location, or maybe the experience that I had with them was in a different time period. Let's see what Todd said here. Attended the second of 3 celebrations of life yesterday. Cherish your friends, family, and even those you don't see eye to eye with. Would be boring if we all agreed. It's true. It would be really boring. It'd just be a bunch of clones of ourselves.
No conversation.
Yeah. Jose, yes.
Oh yeah, we talked about that already. No,
Jose
but I got
loves each and every one of them.
No.
What you said?
You told me that already.
Oh yeah. This is nice. Super nice. This is a good Friday. Good Friday.
Yeah, this guy's good.
Isn't he something?
Dude never disappoints, man.
Someday
Look at
we're
them.
gonna get one of these in studio.
You're like I'm always amazed by all 10 fingers, all pieces, parts of the hand, all of the hand, the heel of the hand. Real percussionist, like using everything he has to make this music. He's recording too. That's like a no joke studio right there.
All right, so if you ever want to go over to Alexander Laura on YouTube, he's got all kinds of great videos. Talks about the handpan. Some people might be interested in playing the handpan. I don't know. Wouldn't that be cool? But I just like to go there and, like Chuck says, I like to listen to this kind of music every day because I think it calms the nervous system.
It's good to practice our morning ritual, like our beginning of the show ritual.
Yeah.
You take that with you every day. You know what I mean? Start your day out nice and focused and calm. And you open the door, chaos that's going on out there.
It's one of the things that this show provides that we can't forget is grounding, calmness, and inspiration. Like that's what I think this show's all about. And community. Can't lose sight of that. All right, people. The other thing is comedy and interviews. And I've got this is probably going to be very strange because I'm going to try and figure out who this person is. Blas knows this person. I haven't even seen their face yet. We're going to see what the hell happens. I might, I don't know. Do you think I'm going to like put my foot in my mouth or something?
Anybody can put their foot in their mouth. That's not hard to do.
It's hard
But
for
you can
me.
because
I can get it like that high. That's it.
But you did it just yesterday. I saw you.
You did.
Well, I heard you. Hummingbirds, please chime in. If you got questions, if you want to be,
Yeah, help me out.
you want to find out too, yeah, help them out. Help your boy out.
Appreciate
So, I'm going to introduce our guest. And then,
Okay, let's do it.
roll.
Thank you, Alexander, Laura. And now we are outside getting ready to
Thank
go
you,
in.
Alexander Laura. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's give him the applause that's due.
Miss Flowers. Miss Flowers.
Cool. So great to have these kind of musicians like in the show. It just adds like so much. And it's great to have animals too.
Laugh. Moving on to laughter. There.
All right, that's
All right.
yeah.
Let's
That's
have
the
some fun
next
here.
stage of therapy.
First time that
Yeah.
we're putting Joel on the spot. I guess he's never met before. No pre-interview, nothing. So let's see how well Joel can break it down and figure out who this person is and where they come from and what they're about.
Okay.
Hummingbirds, feel free to chime in. All right, we bring you our very first mystery guest,
All right.
Bill Marshall's Lunch Therapy.
Let's do it.
Welcome, mystery guest.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I didn't expect it. You see, the whole time Blas was saying, he this, he that. I had no idea that it was going to be a female because he was leading me in the wrong direction on purpose. Welcome to Lunch Therapy, mystery guest.
Hello, good afternoon.
So exciting to see you. Okay, so the game here is I'm going to ask you questions, and then I'm going to try and figure out what you do and find out as much about you as possible, because we've never met, right? Can you affirm that
Correct.
we've never met? Wow, this
We
is
have
exciting.
not.
It's so exciting. Yes, the chat room is aflutter. All right, so where do I begin? I'm going to begin with this. What were your parents like?
My parents. My My parents were both very caring and loving. But like all parents, I think they all have a certain way of feeling like they want to raise you a certain way. And every parent, I think, does their best. So um, I guess good. My parents were lovely.
Yeah. And where did you grow up?
I grew up in Colorado.
Colorado. So Denver, Colorado, or
Yes.
yeah, Denver, Colorado. Okay, we got that. When you were in elementary school, what kind of a kid were you?
I was a tomboy, I would say, very athletic. I'm highly
Yeah,
coordinated, so I played competitive sports, multiple competitive
that's what I
sports
was
throughout
gonna.
my
You
childhood
did.
and adulthood.
What kind of competitive sports?
Let's see: boxing, golf, volleyball, soccer, and basketball.
Wow, that's a lot. Do you
It
think that
is a
that
lot.
helped you become who you are today? Help
Yes,
mold you? Yeah.
I believe so. I think when you're a kid,
Boxing.
I think you try to expose yourself, or your parents try to expose you to different things in order to figure out what resonates well, and everybody has different strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
And I think we all either hone in on those and we get passionate about something,
Hmm.
or or we get deterred or distracted, and we end up going down a different path. But yes, I've always been really highly coordinated, and
Hmm.
so I've always gravitated towards things that were challenging in that skill set, I suppose.
Yeah. Do you meditate?
I do. I
Yeah.
actually do Tai Chi.
You.
That's my go-to for meditation.
Wow. I love Tai Chi. I also do Tai Chi. I learned it at Cal Arts. Where did you learn Tai
Oh,
Chi?
that's lovely. In my living room.
In your living room. Nice. Okay. Um, and are you? Would you call yourself a spiritual person?
Yeah, I would say I'm spiritual. I wouldn't. Yeah, yes,
You
I
are.
would.
And what are the things that you do in your life? Like we in the beginning of the show, we were doing some breathing and we were doing some listening to music. What keeps you centered and keeps you calm? Is it the Tai Chi?
Yeah, I mean it's more about consistency.
Hmm.
Everybody has an outlet that resonates with you well, and
Hmm.
everybody copes differently with stress. And I think calming things definitely, it's good, but there are other levels. There are other levels that people need, as far as exercise, and just going through certain feelings or emotions, or experiencing different things. Like concerts can be really relieving. Everyone copes differently with a lot of that stuff, and a lot of different things resonate well with other people. The relaxing, I guess, meditation or go to, I would say, is Tai Chi. I try to do yoga and a
Hmm.
couple other things, but I feel like the movement, the slow movement, and the maintaining your balance the entire time, and actually um, really focusing on almost seeing the energy and moving with the energy. It resonated well with me, and so for a calming type of coping mechanism, yes, I like to do Tai Chi, but I think there are other outlets that I definitely do as well that would be considered different.
Now, are you a person that chose a profession early on and has stuck with that profession your adult life? Or did you do
What do
something
you mean?
else? Or have you done a lot of different things in your life as a
I
profession?
have had a very colorful background,
Really?
and I
Good
think it's
question.
led me to to this specific endeavor.
I see. So you
But
were on
I
a journey that led you to
right.
the endeavor that you have now. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So what was the inciting incident to propel you into your adult life? Like, is there something that happened that made you say, "This is what I want to do," this, or "I need to do this"?
As in this job, like
Yeah.
there was,
Yeah.
you mean like the moment I was like, I want to do this, I need to
Yeah.
do this. I think it was feeling absolute hopelessness and
Okay.
deciding that I didn't want to live that way anymore and I needed to take control.
So would you call yourself a control freak?
No, I wouldn't say I'm a control freak. I just know what I want.
Okay.
Hello.
So, all right. So this job that you do, does it involve
Uh-huh.
telling people what to do? Like, are you like a director?
Yes. Well, no, I'm not a director, but yes, it involves me very carefully instructing people on what they need to do, how they need to act. There's a lot of manipulation to some degree. There's a lot of empathy involved. There's a lot of um, yeah. There's a lot of controlling in that atmosphere that I have to be very well aware of and very present for because people can get hurt.
People can get hurt. So, someone earlier on said that they thought you were a stunt person. Are
I
you a stunt
was, that
person?
was part of my background.
Really?
That was one of the jobs that led me into a
That's
lot of this
Camel that
stuff.
said that. And then Howard Aronin says, "Are you in the entertainment field? Are you an author? Because you have a newscaster vibe."
Ah, no, I'm not. And I'm not. I just interview very well. Thank you.
You do. You do. You have like such a calm demeanor, and you seem to be a person of power. Um, Camel is saying, "Are you a drug counselor?"
Ooh, drug
Ooh.
counselor is interesting. No, I wouldn't say I'm a drug counselor, but I do counsel people. That's one part of the job. Um, you do a lot of counseling, whether it's one on one or with couples or people that are seeking seeking a different way to cope with everyday stresses.
This sounds very interesting. I have some guesses, but I want to keep this going a little bit. Um,
Oh yeah, rodeo clown. You
Rodeo
guessed it.
clown. There it is. You knew it. Todd Lee thinks that you're
Well,
a
I better
politician.
go.
Yeah,
Just
you better
kidding.
start get your makeup on. I guess it would make sense if you're a stunt person. Politician is what Todd says, or a coach. Would you consider yourself a coach?
Yes, actually. I mean, I have to coach people through a lot of very uncomfortable situations, and
Mhm.
you have to be able to. So I have to be able to reverberate high stress situations. I
Mm.
have to be able to control the environment to where I can calm people down when it's needed. I have to be able to control the entire mood and shift of moods, and if someone breaks down, how do you handle that? How do you calm them down? How do you know all that stuff? I have to read people extremely well in order to do what I do.
Casting director, Chuck says.
Good guess.
I
No.
like that. Kamala says sober companion, because that sounds like something like that too. A lot of the things that you
uh,
said.
I would say I'm sober, but not companion.
Okay.
Getting a little warmer, I suppose. Marriage
Marriage
counselor.
counselor.
No, very very close though. I suppose I would
Hmm.
perhaps.
So would you call what you do therapeutic?
Yes. So I guess the gist of why I'm on the show is so I spend time with people one on one, and we go over their fears and their intimacy truths, and their odd eroticisms to some degree, and we we go on a journey, and I pretty much put together a game of boundaries and specific rules based on their overall preferences and how they live and who they are and what their stresses are, and I have to formulate a game that's compellingly overwhelming to their body and overall mind to create an escape that gives them, whether it's a high release of endorphins, or sometimes it's fear you need to invoke in order to get people out of their heads. And so I get hired to do these things, and help people escape temporarily, in a little, I guess, game of pretend.
I'm getting an idea of what you do, and it sounds very interesting. People are saying hostage negotiator. You deliver
Ooh,
babies.
yes, actually. I mean, I definitely do that.
The hostage negotiation.
Oh, actually, I do. Yes.
Okay.
So,
There's a bunch of them.
So there's a weird, yeah, right. So there's a weird dynamic to this where you are playing pretend, and you are, I would say, more like a role play to some degree, where sometimes I have to be a hostage negotiator. Sometimes I have to be an evil villain. Sometimes I have to be the director of compliance. Sometimes I have to be all these different people, with this,
Yeah. The drop of a hat.
in an instant. Right.
So
You
would
do.
you
You have to
consider,
jump into these.
I think Kamala probably got it. I'm going to save hers for a second. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I think some people have an idea of what you do. She
got it.
Yay, they got it. They got it. Congratulations, everybody. That was really fun.
Very good, everyone.
Mental health practitioner. Yeah, that was good. We got down to it. Let's see. Yeah. Yep. Everybody's getting it now. No doubt. They're like, no doubt. Do you use safe words? Greg Wordla says.
Okay, so how this works, I'll break down the safe words thing really quick. It's very healthy to have, so you need to have a lot of safety precautions as you move forward into that realm of pretend. You're trying to invoke specific things within this person so that they'll do exactly what you want them to do. And so maintaining control is very difficult. But if you know where you need to get them, it's good, and it's easy to have things like, I do colors. Mostly colors is easiest. It's, I would say most people use those, whether it's professionally or personally. Colors are great. Green is keep going. Yellow is something needs to change in the scene.
I see what you mean.
And then red is stop. Like you never want anyone to reach red because you haven't done your job correctly. What you want to do is you want to maintain this journey for them and get them as close to calling red as you can, but you don't want them to do it, because once they yell red, that means that there's something else going on that you need to address immediately, whether it's a trauma trigger that you touched or like it's not a good thing if they end up having to stop the session. So you want to get as close as you can to that, and then you want to back off a bit and calm them down and get them to focus or be distracted by something else. And then you work back up to it, and there's this ebb and flow to it that you have to maintain, and it's very tricky.
How did you get into this business, and also how did you learn how to do it? Because it is very, like you say, tricky, I'm sure.
It is. It's very, very tricky. So I started I started actually doing body art in the adult film industry, and I worked with all of these amazing people that were exposed to just very taboo scenarios. They were just very, very crazy, and like you work with these women, and I decorate their whole bodies in these weird bodysuits with tape and glitter and whatever. So you end up sitting with them for several hours, and I had this. I don't know. I had this opportunity to ask these women or these people involved in this very odd industry,
Yeah.
about everything.
Yeah.
And so I did just that. I asked all kinds of questions, and it got me to the point to where I just started asking myself, like, could I do sex work? And then it was like, no, I can't. I'm not comfortable with that. Like I couldn't do that. And then when I was doing all of that, I actually have formal fight training. And so I've been fighting since 2006. And so,
What
one
kind
of
of
my
fighting?
friends that I met.
Oh, sorry, I don't want to block. Yeah,
No, you're
let's get
fine. You're
back
fine. So I started
yeah,
boxing.
yeah,
I started boxing.
right.
I started doing MMA. I
Yeah.
started doing Kali, which is Filipino knife fighting. You end up just kind of getting involved in all of these different things and getting very good at manipulating the body and being able to control someone. And so when I met these porn stars and I got to meet these directors and producers, they were like, why don't you dom? You would be perfect at it. They were like, you maintain control. Like you could be really physical with people. Like you
Yeah.
don't have to do anything you're not comfortable with. And that's kind of what I figured out is the less sexual the stuff you offer, the higher demand you are, the more valuable, because there's a very specific skill set that most women can't perform or be confident in performing, and all of the physical stuff I was very good at, and so it was very easy for me to just jump in and kind of take control, and it ended up being I was paying to like fight people, and it turned into a dominatrix thing. And then I ended up figuring out what I really was comfortable doing and what I liked doing and what I was, you jump in and then you kind of figure out what your boundaries and expectations are and how you can help people deal with trauma, how you can help people deal with all different types of things. And it turned into something bigger than I thought.
Todd's saying, this must be a very uncomfortable conversation for Joel. It's okay, Joel. No, I think I'm doing okay. I think I'm doing great.
No, you're doing it. You can't see him sweating. It's all right.
So anyway, how did you always have this kind of confidence? I mean, because obviously this takes an extreme amount of confidence, or at least the ability to present that. Were you always super confident?
I've always been confident in who I was. I think it's just a matter of I think you build it over time. Everyone goes through specific traumas themselves. And I unfortunately have gone through a lot of really traumatic things. And I think it's hardened me to the point to where I'm an armed bodyguard as well. And I've been doing that work for a really long time. And so, as far as like being confident about neutralizing people just on a whim, it takes a lot of training. It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of exposure. I've been a bouncer for a really long time. And so you're involved in all these very high stress situations, and it becomes second nature to be able to focus in that moment and maintain control and be able to calm people down, because men don't have that calming effect. Women have this natural de-escalation tool at their fingertips, and it comes so naturally to us that we can I don't want to say manipulate, but we can maintain more control over the situation in high stress situations better than I think most men do. And so I think it ends up being I'm in high demand because the task at hand is to maintain control and to get people to calm down and to be able to disarm someone, without hurting anyone, or, whatever it is. you have to be able to focus in that moment and just do what you're trained to do. And so professionally, I've had a lot of different jobs that have brought that out of me. And then it just kind of, it helped me establish my confidence so that when I am doing one-on-one stuff with people, I'm more confident. I'm more confident about being able to maintain control because the distractions are gone. It's just them and I.
Mm-hmm.
So in that moment or whatever the session is, I'm able to control more and maintain a lot more and push them in ways that they've never been pushed before and get a rise of different emotions going. And you can do a lot more and you can help a lot more people if you take away all the distractions and you're actually able to control the environment.
Mm. So Kamala is asking, do you have an intimate partner in your life as well?
I get, no, I don't right now. Currently, no.
Is it difficult to have relationships and be a dominatrix at the same time?
That would depend on their insecurities.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people. I think a lot. Well, so here's the weird part. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't dominate in my personal relationships. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to do that. Like
Yeah.
personally, I want to be the female in the relationship. I don't want to make all the decisions. I don't want to tell you how to live your life. I don't, I need you to function like
Mm-hmm.
an adult. So
Yeah.
I don't like to bring my work home and have to feel obligated to do that, run someone else's life. I get pitched on it all the time,
Yeah.
because that is a
course.
thing. FLR is a female-led relationship, and that's literally where you just make all the decisions and they become,
By the same token, or on the other side of it, what type of a person seeks out a dominatrix? Is that someone who is in control in their life and they want to have let go?
So that's fascinating. I actually, after doing this for, I think it's 6, almost 7 years, I've realized that I have a lot of friends outside of that realm of things.
Mm-hmm.
And I meet a lot of people through work and everything. But what I found very interesting is that the people that hire me to dominate them and get them out of their head and have specific requests about what they enjoy and why they enjoy it, they're so well balanced and they're content and they're happy with their lives. And there is this incredible balance that they maintain because they know exactly what they want and how to get that. And it's not, even though it's considered abnormal or taboo, or you're not supposed to feel that way about whatever, or I part of me just very, very much disagrees, because these people know what it takes for them to be happy. They're honest with who they are and what they want and what they're seeking. And it's very nice to meet people that are happy and they know what makes them happy. Yes, it may be odd and not the norm, but there's a beautiful balance that they maintain by coping with their everyday stresses and knowing how to do that, because most people I know are not honest enough with themselves to know exactly what they want or what makes themselves happy, or even to get as far as sacrificing whatever to do what they really want to do. Most people are sacrificing who they are for everything and the things around them, and so they're so unhappy that it's very enlightening to work with so many different people that actually do know what makes them happy and are content with their lives. They seem more stable, I would say.
Yeah. Do you have any aspirations beyond being a dominatrix, or do you think you've found your life purpose?
I think it's, I can't do it forever.
Mm-hmm.
I know, I think.
Can't?
I think there's going to be a time. No, I mean, like
Yeah.
you get older to the point where I'm sure there. I've talked to a lot of older doms, and you get to the point where you just get really picky about what you're
Hmm.
what you're accepting and what what your boundaries and expectations are, and
Yeah.
um, it's it's hard because you are making a lot of decisions for these people who are asking you to pretty much think for them, and
Yeah.
it is overwhelming, and it's very therapeutic for them, but it becomes very heavy for me. Like there are some things that come out, trauma and all kinds of things that you tap into that like I need to be able to, step away and actually release, because
Yeah.
it just gets heavy. You deal with a lot of stuff that sometimes you're just not prepared for. And right afterwards, like sometimes I'm absolutely exhausted, or like I need a moment to really process what happened, because you do. It's sometimes it's really heavy stuff that comes out.
So, do you feel like people are having a cathartic release that's beyond a sexual experience, that is more of
Very
a
much so. That's the
therapeutic kind of
point.
thing? That's the whole point of it. Yeah.
That's the point of
Okay.
it. So the fascinating thing that hooked me was that I got irritated with everyone having the same release, going to parties, drugs and drinking, going to parties, drugs and drinking, and it was
Hmm.
just like that's not fulfilling in any
Hmm.
way. And when I was pitched on this and dominating people in general,
Hmm.
you take it piece by piece, and the actual rawness of it is you're actually you're stimulating these people to get different pure emotions, raw emotions evoked out of them, so that their endorphins are, whether you're trying to create fear, or I'm trying to
Yeah.
scare the shit out of someone, like I've got my taser and I'm chasing them about, or,
Yeah.
whatever it is, there's different things that you need to create. And there are different levels of creating these feelings, fear, laughter, whether it's tickling. You
Yeah.
can tickle someone for a few minutes, and there's an extreme amount of endorphins that are released, that it's an incredible thing to go through. And um, if you take out everything that adds to it, drugs, alcohol, like
Yeah.
fully sober, it's a release. It's a natural high that you get to maintain and create for these people, and that's what is releasing for it, because it gives these people an escape that's natural. It's not man-made. Um it's not taking away, it's
Hmm.
not taking away any of their abilities to function. Like you're literally just working with a sober person and trying to get through their shit, their sorry,
That's
their
okay.
their
Yeah. They're shit.
their
They're shit.
their rules and stuff,
Yeah.
right?
I want to ask you, do you do this at the person's location, or do you have a place that you do it? Because I imagine there's some screaming or some yelling or crying or things like that going on. You can't really have your neighbors like, what's going on over there? And you're like, nothing. You have
Yes,
like a taser.
lots of
Yeah.
screaming.
Yeah. So where do you do this?
Okay, so I have my own space. It's under a lingerie store in
Uh,
downtown Denver.
oh, wow.
And it's very, I don't want to say very well padded, but it's not soundproof like
Yeah.
completely, but but it is it's I mean, I maintain control. Like if they start hooting and hollering, like I can shut them up pretty quick.
God. Do you have ever, is this industry like a difficult industry to, do you ever have any trouble with people saying, hey, you can't do that? You've got your dungeon going on
Well,
down there under that lingerie store.
I mean, I think there's people that have issues with it,
Yeah.
but like, okay, so everyone has specific boundaries with what they offer. And like,
Yeah.
okay, I get that everyone immediately goes to this like sexual taboo, like
Yeah.
terrifying, whatever realm. But the reality is that not every female that's offering this is offering sexual things. They're not doing the things that you assume that they're doing. Like we all have different specialties that we offer, and we all dabble in different stuff, and we all have different boundaries. After working in the porn industry and being on such terrifying sets and seeing some really insane shit, I was very confident that I could not do that.
Yeah.
Because of my odd skill set and because of how physical I am. My friends are like, you have this amazing look to you, but you're also so ruthless that like, you don't, you can literally do whatever you feel comfortable doing. And so I'm not comfortable doing any nudity. I'm not comfortable doing anything sexual. Most of my sessions are more pain-based, if not, pain is a distraction, or it's the focus. And so I end up being able to manipulate the body in a lot of different ways.
It's not destructive, I take it. I mean, it's just
without
painful. What do you use? What kind of tools do you use to in your scenarios?
So there's a couple different.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. I hear a disembodied voice. What did you say, Blas?
She was finishing her sentence.
Okay, without. Yeah, I cut you off.
She's able to, without.
Oh, okay. So let me just break it down for you. There's two. No, it's okay. The way I do it is there's two separate sessions, I guess, that I offer. One is a very physical session, and that's more focused on fighting or wrestling or boxing or jujitsu or grappling or a mixture of all. And it pretty much is you're paying to spar with me to some degree. And it's more of a match, and that can be varied in competitiveness to fantasy, where they just want me to rough them up a bit, show them how strong I am, to they actually want to swing back and be able to hit me. And then it just goes competitive to, full blown fight. And then there's an actual beatdown where they don't want to fight back. They just want to see how long they can stay standing.
Oh my God, this is so interesting. Yeah.
So that's one, because of my physical background and how trained I am. That is one type of session that I offer, and nothing happens in those that's sexual. It's literally it's a paid to fight type of session. And so I have to be very confident in my skills. So that I can offer a knockout or a chokeout, or if they have a special request like that, you're able to actually time it perfectly. And then you get other sessions where they're more on the BDSM side of things, where it's more on the kinky fetishy, like you've got all these different rules and eroticisms that they want to focus on or they want to incorporate. And then it turns into more of a mind fuck kind of thing, because you end up dealing with like sensory deprivation, and you really want to mess with their overall state of mind while you have them there.
Why do you think you're able to hit someone over and over who is not fighting back? Why? Yeah. Is that difficult?
They ask for that. That's the specifics. That's something that people want. They ask for that. That's why my boundaries and my comfort level with actually being able to put hands on someone is not everyone can't offer that. Most DOMs can't, and they're not comfortable offering it because they don't have the training, and
This
so
is
it's
so interesting.
Because they can't knock someone out. That's why.
Because right, and or they're not confident in that.
Yeah, they don't know what a chokehold is. Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So
bring Blas
I
on
have
here
all
too.
this training to. Yeah, you're good. I have all this training to fall back on.
Oh,
yes.
And so it ends up being are you capable of doing this? Are you capable of doing that? And it's like, yeah, I am. Like, how would we like to do that? And I say no a lot of the times. I think a lot of people think that because it's pain focused, that it's all the time violent, and that's not all the way true. Most people can't handle what they usually ask for, and I know that. So you have to gradually get them to the point to where they're comfortable and they're not screaming red, but you're still getting them pushed, out of their comfort level, because most people are not used to being grabbed and touched and, and controlled to that degree by someone like me. Like, it's just very abnormal.
Do you also think, though, that men are not able to express emotion as much as women, and that might be why men seek out this kind of thing, because it actually allows them to have the emotions that maybe they're covering the rest of the time?
I think men resonate more with pain because they're not allowed to cry, or,
Yeah.
they're not allowed to show emotion. I think it resonates more with them because of that. But I don't want to say it doesn't happen with women. There are women that see me as well. They don't always get really physical sessions, but there are specific things that everyone is not comfortable asking their spouse or a close friend, or, they don't want to talk with it about that person because that person doesn't understand where they're coming from. And most times they make them feel like shit for asking for, something that isn't regularly, not a regular request.
Yeah.
So
Right.
people
Like
deal with it
something they don't
differently, and
understand.
they're usually they're very deterring about it. And I don't know. I feel like I don't like that. That bothers me that a lot of us are not openly talking about a lot of these things, a lot of these different coping mechanisms that are nothing. They're nothing but stimulating our raw emotions to the point of us actually getting the amount of serotonin and endorphin rush that we all seek on a regular basis. And that's why people do end up with drug problems and alcohol problems. They're chasing this stupid feeling
or
of
they jump off
this
a cliff.
release that they can't get.
Yeah.
Or that, or there are these drastic or prescription drugs, or, there are all these really horrible ways to deal with stress. And then there are sober ways of being able to release this so that it's helpful for people on a regular basis, and they can actually maintain balance.
She's saying psychologically able. Yeah.
My boundaries are different than most people.
Yeah, it sounds like
I'm comfortable doing a lot of things that most people aren't comfortable doing. That's just who I am.
The thing, I think that's the thing that she is talented at, as far as communicating with people and their clients, right? Communicating with them, allowing them like a comfortable intimacy, you know what I mean? Like relating to them, talking to them, finding out what they're looking for, and then gradually getting them to where they want to be. Because like you said, some people say like, oh, I want this, I want that, or they're like that, but they're not ready for that. And you have a very keen, I know this about her. It's like she's got a very keen instinct on how to talk to people, how to relate to people, how to figure out.
Well, I empathize with people.
Like,
you have
when
to
they're
get
sharing,
people to open up.
you got to
and
get somebody to
trust
share
you.
with you, right? Don't you?
Right.
You got to get somebody to share with you intimate information. Like you said, they won't share with their best friend or their brother or their sister. So she's got to be open enough to get them to share with her. There's a trust. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a trust factor there that allows her to.
There's a large amount of trust that I have to establish immediately, and there's a lot of trust that they have to establish with me, because I don't know about you guys, but I don't know how many people you've met off the internet in a dark room somewhere and not felt completely confident in your skills as a gentleman. Like it's a very terrifying thing. Like I've worked very hard to become as confident as I am in everything that I do, and meeting people off the internet to fight them definitely will curb your confidence.
Oh my God, I don't even know how you do it. I have to end the show now because we're at our hour, but this has been so fascinating. Blas, thank you for bringing Ms. Hayes on the show. This has been amazing.
Absolutely, you're welcome. I just knew, I knew it. I said, I knew it. I said, Joel's such, like, when he's interviewing, when he's in the interview, he's such a good interviewer, and he knows how to, like, I have a list of questions I sent him, and he hit 5 out of the 7.
I never even looked. Oh, I did. Okay, good.
Just being him. Doing him.
We have another question from our thing, too.
I'm telling you, Ms. Hayes, it's like I was so excited to get you on. I'm so excited to get you on. What did Kamala just say?
Hopelessness.
Yeah, let's find out about this point of
she was just
hopelessness
asking about that. No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Point in your life, you felt like somebody asked. Right. So I was married, and I lost my husband. I lost his dedication and who he was to drugs and alcohol,
I
and
see.
it turned into a very hopeless feel. I didn't know how bad it was until he had a stroke, and I saved his life. And
Wow.
I made a lot of self-sacrificing decisions to support him and everything. And in that, I ended up supporting someone who didn't even like themselves, who was doing these things habitually to hide from themselves, and it ended up just completely wrecking what I thought I was supporting. And I felt very stuck, and it was a very hopeless feeling where I decided that I didn't ever want to feel that way again, and I needed to take control of my life. And so I left him and decided that I needed to make different decisions for me and what I needed, and that wasn't what I needed.
Sometimes decisions like that are so difficult because,
They're horrible,
yeah.
but they build character, and it was necessary for me to go through. I hated it. I was horrible.
Yeah.
I didn't want to walk away
It's hard.
from
It's
12
hard.
years with this person that I had
Right.
committed a lifetime
Exactly. You
with.
don't want to.
Thanks for
Absolutely.
sharing
You don't want
that.
to walk
Thank
away
you
from
for
it, but
sharing that. I
at some
really
point,
appreciate it.
at some point, it's the person you love. They gotta want to help themselves. They want to be better for
You
themselves, not for
can't
you, not
fix
for anyone
people
else.
if they don't
In
want to
order for
fix
you to
themselves.
support,
Right.
in order for you to support somebody, they have to have the confidence or the willingness to be better. You know what I mean? You can't be the one trying to make
Yeah.
them better. You can support them being better, but they have to have
Right.
their personal interests. They got to love themselves in a way that they want to be better. You can support that. But if you're uh, supporting them more than they're supporting themselves, it's just not, it's not a winning situation. you know, and
No,
you're
not at all.
sacrificing your time and who you are and how your truth and how you want to live. And
Yeah.
yeah,
And
I
that's
know
what
what
it
you're saying. It's
is
like,
my truth wasn't that. It wasn't him anymore.
yeah,
I had to find who I was and walk away from what we were, and it was horrible because that's not what I was planning on doing then. I was planning on a lifetime with this person, and I
Yeah.
had to change that very quickly.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for being so open and for coming on this show. It's super interesting, and I think it's important for people to understand these kind of things on a level that is much more.
yeah, like what you don't know doesn't mean it's bad. Find out what's going on, and
What
also
you
it's like
don't
we
understand.
haven't.
Yeah, but yeah,
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 yeah, and
exactly.
she has so much more to share. We're gonna have her
Thank you.
back,
Come on.
and we just got into what's going on. As far as I wanted this to be something for you to
Oh, we're
enjoy too,
skimming
Joel.
the
For you to experience.
surface.
Yeah,
There's a
that's what I'm
lot
trying to
more
say.
there,
That's what I'm trying
apparently.
to
All
say.
right, cool.
There's so much more, and you got to understand
There's a lot.
her because of her journey and her life, her family
Yeah.
life, like her situation. There's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of good balance that we didn't touch on, and we're going to share that next time. All right, Miss
Cool.
Hayes, is that cool?
All right.
There
sounds
is.
good.
We're gonna get into different trauma as far as me personally, because I think a lot of people think automatically that it's cruel what I do, but we're gonna get into more stuff as far as why I do what I do, how it's helped me, how it helps the people that I work with, how I actually and why I say no a lot of times instead of yes, because yes, there are a lot of requests that are absolutely insane. And
Sure.
it's hilarious to talk about, but like, no, you need to say no, and you need to make sure that it's a sane request that you're comfortable, going through with, and it's actually going to be helpful and not hurtful. And there's
Yeah.
a lot of stuff that I would be happy to break down.
Let's
But
get
yes, we are.
let's get the therapeutic value of this type of talent, this type of therapy.
All right. Thanks so
That's
much
what we're looking for.
again. And I'm going to let you go. And it's been just a pleasure having you on the show. Blas and I are going to dance it out now in the dance break with Fernando, your friend. All right.
Oh, wait. Thanks,
Great.
Sergio Love. Sergio Love introduced me to Izzy.
Oh, is that how
I
you
gotta
met?
give some love there to my boy.
So that's how you met, Sergio. We're gonna listen to Fernando Ufret do Ghostbusters as Cartman, and that's gonna be the end of the show. I have another. Oh, quiet. Wait, let me explain this. So Fernando Ufret does songs as Cartman from Ghostbusters, as many of you know. We've had him on the show, and comments are coming in. Thank you, Miss Hayes. Amazing what you do at the end. You're helping people. Yeah, exactly. I'm really
trying.
happy.
Yes, that's fine.
All right. So I'm gonna play Fernando Ufret playing Ghostbusters as Cartman. I was gonna do a longer song, but I think we'll just make it short because we ran a little bit long. And I hope everybody has a happy Halloween. And here we go. So weird.
So silly, I love it, man.
All right, everybody. Have a great Halloween. We'll see you on Tuesday for more lunch therapy. Plug for my show tonight.
Comedy store.